So I went online and I found the first price guide that I ever used, which was the 1982 Robert M. Overstreet. And I had to purchase it. It didn't cost much. I got it for $5. It's all dried out. It looks beautiful, but you open it up, you hear the cracking. I started looking at the prices and can't believe how far we've come. You want to take a little journey through the past with me? Stick around. Well, welcome back, family. Thank you so much for joining me yet again. If you haven't yet, make sure you click on the video for the 200 subscriber. Still time for that. And as I stated, I was in a thrift store and I saw an older price guide, and it wasn't my first, so I went on through eBay and I found somebody selling. It looks like it's actually a pretty good condition price guide, but I think it was $5. I don't care if I'm doing that. I'm already marking it with a highlighter and everything else, and I'm freaking out of this. And I decided I'm going to make a series of videos. And in the first video, we're going to talk about a few key books that were just in the letter A. I'm not going to make 26 videos, but this one's actually got a lot of good books in it, so we can see what I was looking at in 1982, what I should have invested in, and what it could have actually become. All right, so we'll start right off the bat. Action Comics #1. Wow. So when they list the book in here, back at that time, they listed good, fine, and mint. And mint condition was generally what we accept to be a 9.4 at this time. Okay? So to compare apples to apples, I went on to Key Collector and I looked up high grade. So what they consider to be high grade and what they consider to be mint. We'll just call it roughly even. The price difference is so much. I'm not going to say, oh, that's a 9.2 and that's a 9.4. Does it really matter when we're talking about books like this? A mint condition Action Comics #1 was $13,500. Now, $2.8 million. Yeah, if I had I couldn't buy a house back in 1982 for $13,500, and then whatever house I could, sure as heck wouldn't have been worth $2.8 million now. Who knew? But there are other books. I mean, just looking at Action Comics #23, first appearance of Lex Luthor. You know, that's currently selling in high condition, $27,000. You know, what do we get back there? $300. $300 back in 1982, which if you look at the back, you can see that they were selling supplies with Mylar bags. Okay, so I'm not talking about black and white TVs. I'm not talking about the first episode of WandaVision. Okay, this was where they had backing boards, and stores were around at this time. We're actually pretty popular at this time. This was a thriving market. So the $300 would get you the first appearance of Lex Luthor. Issue number 242, first appearance of Brainiac. There's a major character. Currently $17,000. Back then, $40. $40 to get your first appearance of Brainiac. And just in case you're wondering, that was issue, like I said, number 242. At that time, the highest issue that was listed in the price guide was number 518. So it wasn't like it was a brand new issue. It had been around for a few hundred issues already. Comic books at this time, when this price guide came out, were selling for about 50 to 60 cents. They weren't 12-cent books, okay? So the next one I'm going to hit is just because I wanted to hit that one particular one, was All American Comics #16. First appearance of Green Lantern. Now, there were books that were high priced back in the day. You know, well, even what we consider to be for high price, but a high condition book, $375,000 on today's market. Back then was $2,600. Now, it wasn't the market as thriving as it is now. So for somebody to plop down $2,600 on a comic book for first appearance of Green Lantern, you really liked your books. A lot of people thought you were crazy at that point. Well, then again, I think people are crazy for spending $375,000 on a comic. But what do I know? All right, so There's two other major titles. I had a couple of DCs. Let's do the two big A books in Marvel. Spider-Man, Amazing. So first we got Amazing Fantasy, number 15. Well, a high grade book today. Now these are unslabbed books. We know that the 9.8s, we know that they've already broken a million, but they're just calling a high grade at $355,000. And in 82, a mint condition book. That was expensive. That was actually a full $1,000. That's it. 1,000. I didn't have that when I was that age, but now we jump to Amazing Spider-Man. Well, number one, currently 82 grand. $640. That will get you the, yeah. And also, a lot of people's priorities were kind of messed up at that time, too. I mean, let's be honest. We got number 9, first appearance of Electro. Okay? Was currently high grades about $6,100. At that time, $70. Number 14, first appearance of Green Goblin. Also currently $6,100. Back then, $60. People liked Electro more than Green Goblin. What do I know? This one just blows my mind. First appearance of Kingpin in number 50. Right now it's $2,700. Back then, in mint condition, $9. I mean, people these days spend that on a cup of coffee. Expensive ones, but number 101, first appearance of Morbius. $1,900 on today's market. Back then, $7. And just so you know that also, the Amazing Spider-Man in this price guide went up to issue number 230. Okay, so again, these were not new books right on there. They had been around for over 100 issues. This next one is going to blow your mind. Issue number 129. Currently, high grade, $2,400. Back then, it was a common. It was a common. In the price guide, it says issues number 123 to 140 in a giant block. $2 each. And in the notes, it does have like little synopsis, and it says 129, first appearance of Punisher. It was not considered to be a big thing. To give you an idea, you jump way ahead to issue number 203. Second appearance of Dazzler was $2.40. It's not even listed on today's market. It's a comment by today's market. But back in 1982, it was more expensive to buy a modern second appearance of Dazzler than it was to buy the first appearance of Punisher. What were we thinking? One other title that we got to talk real quick, just to finish out the letter A, Avengers. Now, yes, I know Aquaman. Okay, I didn't look up what Aquaman was selling for, but if you want to know, the 1962 Aquaman number 1 intro of Quisp, mint condition, $40. So if you're an Aquaman fan, there you go. Intro of Aqua Girl, $2.40. I don't know much about Aquaman, so I'm sorry. Again, I'm not a DC person. If you want me to look it up, put it in the comments. I'll look it up and I'll include it in the next video. But Archie, that takes up a whole page. I mean, that's the way that they showed the Archies back then. Every single issue, it told you what it was about. I mean, it was number 170, Jughead Eat Out Comic Book Magazine. Number 171, The World of Archie. Number 172, World of Jughead. These are all books that you can't give away these days. The Atom. Where was that? Atom. The Atom, number 1, $40. Wow. Atom and Hawkman at number 39. Zatanna crossover on number 19, $4.80. Well, anyway, Avengers. That's what we wanted to look at, right? Avengers number 1. $39,000 in a high grade these days. That's not slab, not graded, just raw, high grade. Back then, $340. I mean, number 4 was the revival of Captain America, first appearance since the Golden Age. I can't wait till I get to Captain America number 1 and see where that is when we get to the C's. But number 4 was $120. A couple of recent, modern, crazy books that were all on everybody's mind. Number 57, the first appearance of Vision. Currently going for $1,800 in high grade. Back then, $7. 7. That's it. Bing. I mean, Avengers in the price. This price guy went up to number 215. Okay, so 57 was an older book. Number 196, first appearance of Taskmaster, on everybody's mind because of what's going on with WandaVision. Currently, it says 125 in high grade. Now, you know when you see 9.8s, they're really going up. So grading and slabbing really does give credibility. But if you just say a high grade raw, 125 on Key Collector, and I personally think they go for more than that. But at this time, it was a $1 book. That's it. That's it. What I do find interesting is I had the little pictures of the different books, and one that they had up here was first appearance of Vision. So they did acknowledge that that was a key book, was the first appearance of Vision, but it was still only a $15 book. Where did I have? It was $7. Wait a minute. Oh, it was 15. Where did I get 7 from? Oh, God, no, I'm sorry. That was so much more expensive. It was $15 for first appearance of Vision. 7 was for the fine. I looked at the wrong line. I'm so sorry. I gave you bad information. It was $15, which at that time was still with minimum wage, probably like 5 hours pay. So when we get to B's, we're going to be hitting Batman. Boy, we're going to be looking for that. C's, Captain America. D, Daredevil. Are there any titles that you want me to look at? I'm going to try to hit a few major titles instead of just pulling up individual. Can't believe I had a hard time with that word. And I want to know, what do you want to see? I want to try to go through the entire book all the way down to Uncanny X-Men, and if there is anything in Y and Z, Yogi Bear. If there's anything specific you want me to look up and include in these videos, let me know. Or if you want me to send you a bunch of pictures of the pages individually, I'll gladly do that. I want to have a little bit of fun with this one to see what I missed way back when. And which ones I know I'm glad I didn't invest in, because there were books back then that we thought were going to be so hot, and there weren't. They just weren't. I'm sorry. Second appearance of Dazzler? Really? So anyway, I hope that you're getting a laugh out of this. You're shaking your head going, wow. Don't forget to like, subscribe, click notifications, and share the video. And don't forget to go back onto my 200 subscriber video and make sure that you're subscribed, like the video, and enter a comment for a chance to win that. So when I hit 200, I will be giving that away. And you'll also see in that video all the books I'm giving away at 300, 400, 500, 750, and 1,000. Thanks for joining me, everybody. I hope everybody had a wonderful time. And as always, I'm out.